Good morning, Philippe. Thank you so much for spending some time to talk with me. I know it's been a very busy show. Can you tell us how you're doing so far in the show? You seem to have had a bang up show this year compared to previous years.
Yeah, good morning, Edison. I'm glad we found a quiet moment. It has been very busy, and we're in fact sitting on the CRJ 900 Next Gen, the American Airlines aircraft that we've been exposing here at the show. It's been quite busy through this aircraft, but we found a quiet moment to talk, so it's great. Bombardier's had a great show in terms of order activity, in that we've had activity around all three of our products. It started prior to the show with the CRJ 900 order for 16 firm plus 8 options, up to 24 from an undisclosed customer. That was a firm deal that, again, reconfirmed that the CRJ is really an extremely efficient platform for the regional market, so we're very pleased with that. And then our time in London was kicked off with an LOI from lessor Falco for up to 24 C-Series CS100s. And that was a fantastic way to come into the show, in that Falco is really a leasing company that has tremendous experience and expertise in that 100-seater market. We've worked with them before on Q400s and on CRJ 900s, and now we're very pleased that they've taken the C-Series. And that just kicked it off, and we had a busy day on Monday making some announcements around the C-Series, including some additional LOI from Loom in China for 20 CS100s, from Petra Air in Jordan, again for up to 4 C-Series, CS100s and CS300s. And we revealed a couple undisclosed customers for the C-Series, including Air Baltic and Falcon Aviation Services. And so those are another 5 C-Series that I guess have been demystified from our order book. It carried on the C-Series when today, this morning, we announced that we had received an additional LOI from Africa for another 5 C-Series, and one of our existing C-Series customers, again, unfortunately for all our fans who wanted to remain undisclosed, but that customer has taken 7 conditional orders and 6 purchase rights. So when you add it all up, we've done about 60 aircraft worth of business coming into this show, and our total now for the C-Series is above 500. We've gone through that number. We've got 20 customers now working with us, and so our stated target of 30 firm orders and 20 customers by EIS is clearly achievable, and in fact we've got the runway to do it now with these LOIs we'll be working on. I'll just finish with the Q400, and we had a busy day with the Q400 yesterday at the show. We again welcomed some operators who had taken previous orders and had not been disclosed, including Abu Dhabi Aviation and Falcon Air Services. Falcon Air Services had 3 aircraft in our backlog on order, and they came back and signed an LOI for another 5, so that was great news. And this morning we got a firm order from Knock Air, 2 options for the 86-seat Q400, and that actually put us over the threshold of 500 firm orders for the Q400. So again, a great milestone which we celebrated this morning. So that's just on the order side. And we did some product improvement announcements as well. We've been talking about the CRJ and the fact that the aircraft just keeps getting better. We've taken already 5.5% out of the fuel burn of the aircraft since its entry into service, and our team's been discussing how we believe we can get to double digits fuel burn improvement by the end of the decade. So I know the others are looking at how they will improve their platforms, and I can tell them that by the time they get their aircraft in service, the benchmark of the CRJ will have moved again. It's an incredibly light platform. We know that it's a platform that, with all the experience we have, we can continue to improve, take out weight, take out maintenance costs. So while some of the others are coming in heavier than the CRJ, we're going to get lighter, and we're going to get more fuel efficient. And in the regional game, that's the name of the game. Low cost, low unit cost, and low unit capacity. For the Q400, we've been talking about the flexibility of the aircraft. We've already had several customers take our dual class configuration. Knock Air was the first to take our 86-seat Q400, and in fact the aircraft is built and going through the delivery process. It flew on Saturday, so that was a nice milestone for our team to bring that aircraft into service very quickly. And this week we launched the Combi. So the Q400 Combi is a Q400 variant that can transport 50 passengers in up to 8,200 pounds of cargo. So we like to say now that with all this flexibility, you can tune your Q400 to your business model and not the other way around. And that's a great amount of flexibility we can offer.
An amazing week.
It's been very busy.
Well, good for you. You're gonna appreciate the weekend then.
That's right.
There seems to be a peculiar thing in the regional jet market. There's a bit of a bifurcation. There's the US version of what a regional jet is, limited because of scope, and then there's the rest of the world version of what a regional jet is. How does Bombardier, as an OEM in the space, deal with this bifurcation? Because it's got to complicate things for you and make it expensive.
In actual fact, we're completely ready for it with our family of aircraft. So when you look at the CRJ Next Gen, we have our three models: the CRJ 700, the CRJ 900 Next Gen, and the CRJ 1000. And with those three models, we span the seat capacities from nominally 70 to 100 seats. And although there's a bifurcation which is created by the fact that the US market is limited to 76, and it is a very large market. It's nominally in the 40 to 50% range of the demand for regional jet aircraft. Through our family of aircraft, we can accommodate the needs of the North Americans as well as operators who are not limited by scope clause. And irrespective of whether you're operating under this limitation of 76 seats or you can put more seats, maybe 90 or 100 seats into your airplane, as I said before, the name of the game is to get the low unit cost into a small unit of capacity. And whereas the CRJ 900 makes a fantastic 76-seat 3-class airplane, such as the one we're sitting on today, our CRJ 1000 is a 100-seat version of the CRJ 900. It takes 3 more seat rows, and it has a marginal increase in cost, in fact almost negligible, but you get 10% better seat mile costs. So if you have the opportunity to drive down seat mile costs in your regional operation, we're ready with the CRJ 1000.
Now, what stops any of the US regionals going with the 1000 compared to the 900?
Well, so the 1000 is an aircraft that in a typical US configuration would probably be in the 85 to 88 seat range, in fact maybe even 90 seats. So under today's scope arrangements, it would clearly have more seats than they're permitted. Most of them are permitted to go up to 76 seats. But other than that, the aircraft is ready for the US. And should the scope clause move, and should the airlines negotiate the opportunity to put in an 88-seat 3-class airplane, they will find that the CRJ 1000 operates exactly like a CRJ 900. It's got the same engines, they would use the same crews, and they would get that extra boost of moving up to 88 seats without sacrificing anything in terms of comfort or operational efficiency.
Last question for you. Can you give us an idea of how Bombardier sees the scope clause evolving in the next, let's say, the next 3-5 years?
It's a very difficult thing to predict. We monitor it quite closely, obviously, and try to understand the dynamics around it. But ultimately, it's out of our control, and so we need to be prepared with efficient aircraft and with the family that spans where the current scope, the nominal limit for the scope is. We like to say we're ready for it if it were to change. But if it were to stay the same, the CRJ 900 keeps getting better, as I said earlier, and we think that we will compete very well for those opportunities going forward.
Thanks.
Thanks.